Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right, when you're the one who was taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants, I believe, I could be wrong, correct me, Reid Hoffman, who was with Jeffrey Epstein on multiple occasions. And the senator sitting right next to you tried to block the flight logs from being released. Yet you're grilling me on President Trump and some photograph with Epstein? Come on.
The question.
What happens when America's top law enforcer faces a senator who refuses to let the truth hide behind talking points? You get this. A masterclass in deflection, tension, and political theater, all unfolding under oath. Today, we dissect Pam Bondi versus Sheldon Whitehouse, a Judiciary Committee exchange that might just redefine what it means to answer without answering.
Ms. Bondi, good morning.
Good morning.
What became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI paid to Mr. Homan in a paper bag, evidently?
Senator, as Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche recently stated, the investigation of Mr. Homan was subjected to a full review by the FBI, agents, and DOJ prosecutors. They found no credible evidence of any wrongdoing.
And that was not my question. My question was, what became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI delivered, evidently in a paper bag, to Mr. Homan?
Senator, I'd look at your facts.
Are you saying that they did not deliver $50,000 in cash to Mr. Homan?
Senator, as recently stated, the investigation of Mr. Homan was subjected to a full review
different question.
by the FBI agents,
That's a
by
different
Department
question.
of Justice prosecutors. They found no evidence of wrongdoing.
That's a different question. What became of the $50,000? Did the FBI get it back?
Mr. Whitehouse, Senator Whitehouse, you're welcome to talk to the FBI. You know, you're very concerned about money and people taking money, and you rail against dark money.
Wait a second.
Yeah, you work with dark money groups all the time, Senator Whitehouse.
Did you know whether or not in that investigation they looked at whether the $50,000 payment to Mr. Homan was declared by him on his tax returns?
Senator, I would be more concerned if I were you when you talk about corruption and money, that when you pushed for legislation that would subsidize your wife's company.
The questions here are actually pretty specific. So having you respond with completely irrelevant far-right internet talking points really is not very helpful here. What became of the OPR investigation of prosecutorial misconduct by Emil Bovee?
Yeah, Senator Whitehouse, to correct you for one moment, that would be the Honorable Judge Emil J. Bovee III to you.
Not at the time of this. He was an employee of the Department of Justice. And what became of the OPR investigation?
It's all pending litigation,
misconduct?
Senator. I can't discuss pending litigation nor personnel matters.
Treasury compiles suspicious activity reports, referred to often as SARs, that DOJ receives automatically. Hundreds related to accounts of Jeffrey Epstein. How many of those Treasury SARs did you or Director Patel investigate?
Senator, I'm not sure if you're concerned because you took money, I believe, did you, from Reid Hoffman, one of Epstein's closest confidants, not only once but twice in 2018 and 2024, if that's correct. But, Senator, did you ask Merrick Garland any of this over the last 4 years when he sat before you? This investigation has been going on. This investigation was closed. Did you ask Alex Acosta that?
And Patel came to office, you said you would look into this. There were hundreds of suspicious activity reports. Some people would deduce from the fact that they are called suspicious activity reports that there might be suspicious activity. And yet you seem to have looked at 0 of those suspicious activity reports involving Jeffrey Epstein accounts. Let me ask you something else. There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs in their search of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you seen any such thing?
You know, Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right, when you're the one who was taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants, I believe, I could be wrong, correct me, Reid Hoffman, who was with Jeffrey Epstein on multiple occasions. And the senator sitting right next to you tried to block the flight logs from being released. Yet you're grilling me on President Trump and some photograph with Epstein? Come on.
The question is, did the FBI find those photographs that have been discussed publicly by a witness who claimed Jeffrey Epstein showed them to him? You don't know anything about that. Okay. I have asked repeatedly for the Marshal Service to let me know if they are investigating or being inhibited from investigating whether or not there is orchestration of threats against federal judges, whether under either conspiracy laws or racketeering enterprise laws or aiding and abetting laws, whatever. But as you know, there's the person who says the threat, and then there may very well be somebody orchestrating the threat behind them. Is the Marshal Service allowed to investigate orchestration of threats, and do you know if they've taken one step to do so?
May I answer the question, Chairman Grassley? The time has expired.
I think it's the convention of the committee that if I've started my question in my time, you may answer the question.
I was asking the chairman.
Okay, before I go to Cornyn.
She wants to answer the question, Chairman.
Oh, please go ahead. I thought you said you didn't want to answer it.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry.
Thank you. Senator Whitehouse, I would be happy to sit down with you regarding any threat to any federal judge in this country. We take threats very seriously. I will set a meeting with you, with Director Serralta of the U.S. Marshals, and I will be there. And we will talk about any threats on federal judges,
including
who
orchestration.
threatened them or who orchestrated them.
Bingo. Thank you.
In this heated Senate Judiciary Committee hearing, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse pressed Attorney General Pam Bondi on a series of deeply uncomfortable questions, from an alleged $50,000 cash payment handled by the FBI to sealed testimonies and Epstein-linked financial activity. Bondi, however, responded with counter-accusations and sharp pivots, attacking Whitehouse's credibility rather than addressing the core issues. What followed was less an exchange of facts and more a duel of political survival instincts. So, let's ground this in fact. The alleged $50,000 FBI cash handoff? No verified DOJ record confirms it. Though Bondi's cited review did exist, the OPR office does customarily issue summaries of investigations. Whitehouse was right to call that out. And the Reid Hoffman reference? True that he had past Epstein connections, but the leap Bondi made, linking that to corruption, is pure rhetorical smoke. If this feels familiar, it should. From Watergate to the Mueller hearings, Washington has long weaponized the art of evasion. What Bondi did here mirrors Bill Barr's evasion's post-Mueller report. The same controlled stonewalling, the same calm insistence that the question is somehow misplaced. And Whitehouse? He's the archetype of the prosecutorial senator. Cutting, factual, yet visibly exasperated when answers vanish behind political smokescreens. But in 2025, truth isn't just buried under bureaucracy, it's drowned in partisanship. Bondi wasn't testifying, she was performing. Her mission wasn't transparency, It was containment. Meanwhile, Whitehouse knew it. He was hunting for a soundbite that exposed the silence. His weapon, relentless precision. Her shield, infinite ambiguity. And that's the modern Washington dynamic. Oversight isn't about truth anymore. It's about who runs out of patience first. This wasn't just a clash of personalities. It was a mirror held up to America's Justice Department. When the top law official can't, or won't, answer a simple question about money, and instead attacks the questioner's ethics, something is broken. Let me know what you think. Did Senator Whitehouse expose something? Or just hit another wall of Washington noise? Drop your thoughts below.